Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too. As we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, and linger, not to mention live the life we love. Today, I'm going to share with you some teachings from Don Juan, the Yaqui Indian sorcerer that Carlos Castaneda wrote about in the 70s and 80s. Like many teachers, he supposedly had the fiercest gaze that you could not break away from. Once you make the eye contact, you realize something's going on there. And it basically communicates to you, one of us has got to change, and you know who that is. Anyway, he was a Yaqui um, Indian, but yet he was connected to the Toltec system of, we would call it sorcery or shamanism. And very similar to many of the yogic teachings, one of the things he tried to impress upon Carlos was the uselessness of your personal history, which I guess we would say is like clinging to your identity, especially when the identity is about the false self or the limited self or the small self or the petty self. And the self-importance that we give to that, which in yoga is called attachment, is one of the things that prevents you from moving beyond personal history. And also lays bare the idea that we're so angry, we're so pissed off at so many things, and we feel justified about that. And of course, in yoga, ahimsa or nonviolence is the first thing they want you to pay attention to and clip your anger so you're not walking around ready to go ballistic on anybody that does the slightest thing that's a microaggression to you. So I didn't want to think of myself, and no one does, as like a violent person like capable of frothing at the mouth and losing control at a moment's notice with someone's unexpected actions or words you don't like. And the way that he gets you to go through this is to remind you that death is stalking you, that death is a hunter and it's waiting for you, and it makes you understand that so much of what you're doing is nonsense. You keep it on your left shoulder as an advisor that never bullshits you, and it makes you realize I'm dropping everything that's petty in my life. I only have time for decisions, clarity, taking responsibility for what you do, knowing why I do what I do, and then I proceed without doubt, remorse, hesitation. He calls it unbending intent. Like everything else, what counts is action, not your words. What are you doing? How are you embodying the teaching? So in order to make your spirit shine, you have to follow your natural inclination, like following your bliss. What do you do well? Find that which you do well, and then you'll see how your movements are filled with grace and skill. That's the definition of yoga. Yoga is skill in action. And then, even though death is inevitable and it's pending, you never know when it is, take your time. Don't hurry. Do each thing fully, just for the sheer joy of it. Very, very zen. Don't think what, you wash the dishes and think what you should be doing. Just wash the dishes. And then if you're completely spellbound in whatever you're doing, and this is like meditation, listening and watching with no intellectual reason other than just pure being, the world vanishes. You stop the world. So the teaching isn't just said for fun. It gives you access to being judicious and making choices that really give you respect in your own eyes, right? Other people seek social verification in the eyes of others, but the warrior yogi seeks impeccability in their own eyes. So you give each act its due respect. You give the best that you have of yourself to what you're doing. You don't whine. You don't feel shortchanged. You don't complain. And then you ask yourself, is the way I'm living worth it? All your acts take on a certain kind of precision. You're no longer blundering through life. And you don't speak with belligerence or conceit about whatever experiences you've had. And always sit still. Be as motionless as if you didn't exist anymore. That's what meditation is, right? Know how to wait patiently. So many things in life be solved if you could just be patient and not be upset about it. And then adjust your routines in your daily life, even if you're disciplined to be free and fluid. You can be unpredictable. Be willing to change tactics at a moment's notice. And then make every act count. by putting your full attention into it. But remember, like a true warrior, this next act could be your last battle. So why hesitate to change? Live in order to draw the best out of yourself that you have. And burn your fire so there's no traces left. Ashes can't catch on fire anymore.